Uh-oh. What did Trump do now? What did he do now? Well, let's check this out, shall we? You see the title.
Former President of the United States, who wants to be the next president, is now directly spreading the slogans of the conspiracy cult QAnon, as well as posting a crude, sexist, and misogynistic slur online. Reposting, to be precise, which means he didn't come up with it himself.
Crude, sexist, and misogynistic. Okay.
But liked it so much that he wanted the rest of the world to see it, which is both a gentle introduction and a warning. One posting of several uses two QAnon catch.
The Silver Fox. I was on his show before. Look it up. You might be able to find it. It was fun and he was real nice.
Phrases, nothing can stop what is coming, which refers to the so-called mass arrests of so-called deep state members, which in the warped world of QAnon is basically anyone who has irked Donald Trump. Another posting shows
it's not true. Stop that.
President and Hunter Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton, Anthony Fauci, Bill Gates, and Vice President Harris in prison in orange jumpsuits. Dr. Fauci and Bill Gates presumably there for their advocacy of vaccination. Again, this is what the former president of the United States chose to rebroadcast to and this is Harris in
how to actually fix the system. Here is a start. Well, here's the thing. Some people believe Donald Trump belongs in prison, correct? He believes they belong in prison. There's some people that believe that all of them belong in prison, correct? So for him to post that, okay. Like I don't care. It's mudslinging. That's what they do. As far as anyone that irks Donald Trump being part of being part of the deep state, that's not true. It's specifics. It would be specifics. But let's keep going here.
Prison in orange jumpsuits. Dr. Fauci and Bill Gates presumably
because you'd be in jail. Hey, do y'all want me to do a reaction to that debate? I've never seen the full Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton debate. That was a debate they were doing, right? Was it? Or was it a town hall? Let me know what it was. Let me know if y'all want to see that and send me the link.
There for their advocacy of vaccination. Again, This is what the former president presumably there for their advocacy in prison in orange jumpsuits. Dr. Fauci and Bill Gates presumably there for their advocacy of vaccination. Again, This is what the former president of the United States chose to rebroadcast to.
Well, a lot of people believe it. You know what I mean? It's a lot of things happened after that, and to a lot of people are gone, and a lot of people are angry at them for that.
Amplify for his many followers. He did not look at this stuff, chuckle silently to himself, if that's what he would do, and move on. Instead, he wanted to give it the stamp of approval of the 45th and perhaps the 47th president of the United States. And then there is this, a photo of Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton. The caption, which I'm not going to read out, is demeaning of both women and contains...
Funny how impacted both their careers different. I think that's Blow Pops. I think that might be Blow Pops. I think that might be funny how Blow Pops impacted both of their careers differently. By the way, I saw the Joe Brown interview. I did see the Joe Brown interview, y'all.
It's a vulgar reference to oral sex acts. Now remember, again, this is the Republican candidate for president and the 45th president.
That is wild that he shared that. Now that's wild. I personally, like that one, I'm like, okay, that's a little extra, bruh. I'm surprised he shared that one. The one with them all in prison jumpsuits, I'm not surprised that he shared that one. There was another one before that, right? Oh yeah, the other thing. By the way, if anybody's got a problem with me pausing the videos when I'm giving commentary and doing a reaction, just leave. That's it. Don't watch. Okay? Because I'm not going to stop pausing it and giving my commentary. That's part of certain reactions. Certain reactions you can do really quick. The trailers, you give your commentary after. You can do it in the middle, but you might miss something. Something like this, I can pause it. So watch how your comments don't show up no more if you continue to bother me about pausing it. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. This is how these type of videos work.
United States, talking about two women who, no matter what you think of their politics, are two of the most accomplished women in American political history. This is what he chose to amplify, which, as extreme as it is not exactly out of character when it comes to him and women.
She was by far the nastiest to Joe Biden. There was nobody nastier than her.
She was extraordinarily nasty
to Joe Biden.
She was by far the nastiest to Joe Biden. That's why I was so surprised that he took her. Oh, there was nobody nastier than her. She played the race card at a level that you rarely see, and she really was very nasty to him.
By far the nastiest to Joe Biden. There was nobody nastier than her.
She was extraordinarily nasty to Kavanaugh. She was nasty to a level that was just a horrible thing. She was probably nastier than even Pocahontas. By the racist Attorney General of New York State.
Is there something I don't know about Pocahontas? Help me out there.
Keisha Peekaboo James. How about low IQ Maxine Waters?
Omarosa is obviously the ultimate villain and the nastiest.
Well,
I think
you
it's
can
a
answer the
very
question on
nasty
your
question
rhetoric.
when you ask continue in a very hostile, nasty tone. What a stupid question. But I watch you a lot. You ask a lot of stupid questions.
Just moments ago, a Harris campaign spokesman put out a statement quoting him now, Donald Trump is out of his mind. If a family member posted what Donald Trump is sharing today, Americans would rightly be concerned. But this is what Donald Trump and his Project 2025 agenda offer.
Now, I see stuff posted on both sides about him being a criminal, them being a criminal, conspiracies on both sides. He's a Russian puppet, all this. I see it on both sides. Stop.
America, prosecuting...
That was extra, though, with the blow pops comment. That was extra. He didn't have to do that one.
Opponents using dangerous conspiracy theories to justify harmful policies and dividing Americans against each other. I want to get perspective now from two CNN political commentators on the right and left, respectively, David Urban and Ashley Allison, also CNN Newsnight anchor Abby Phillip.
Here we go.
I mean, Abby,
Is that the one that jumped? Is that the one on the end that jumped on him? In that, when the three black women were asking him questions? Is that her?
I don't know why anybody would be surprised, but it is still... I mean, the reason we're leading with this is this...
You know, she ain't gonna have nothing nice to say.
That was the 45th president of the United States. Very well could be the next president of the United States. And the stuff he's putting out, I mean, the QAnon conspiracy stuff, I mean, this is a dangerous cult, which really...
I have one thing to say about conspiracy theories. Over the years, there have been some conspiracy theories that, and I've heard it was first coined around the time of, the term was coined around the time of JFK's assassination. I've noticed since I've jumped on the internet that there were some conspiracy theories years ago that I found out, like, you know, they came out to be true. You know, at first, you know, people are like, oh, nah, that's crazy, you stupid, you tinfoil hat. And I would take a lot of conspiracy theories and I would hold them right here. Not totally dismissing them, but hold them right here and just see. You know, certain things, you can connect certain dots and it's like, And then there's been recent conspiracy theories that people said were all nothing but conspiracy theory, and then it came about to be true. Some stuff I've seen came out to be false. So to me, I don't really look at it as conspiracy theory. I just look at it as, you know, there are different explanations for certain things that are happening on this planet. Some are, when you call someone a conspiracy theorist, it's like calling them crazy. It's dismissive. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I look at all sides. Like I said, there's certain things I'm not cool with Trump, you know, so I got issues with both sides. Him, though, I would say that if I were to cast that ballot, it would be for him because things were better when he was in office. So,
you know, has infected a lot of people's lives.
And all this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And people will be like, oh, well, she's not president yet. Well, she's had plenty of time to talk to Biden, help move him to do something. You know what I mean? What does vice president do? Just sit on their hands? They must have something that they're able to do or influence or talk about and whatever.
Destroyed a lot of families, targeted a lot of people, and then the sexual slur against his opponent, and
I don't know what it said, but it looked like it said blow pops. I don't know if that's a slur. I saw one thing where someone kept saying that somebody was saying a slur, that Papadopoulos guy or something. He kept saying someone was saying a slur and they weren't, but he was calling it a slur. I was like, what?
Hillary Clinton,
Yeah, I mean, it's also Trump. And I think as the montage that you all played really lays out, it's a part of his long history of doing this. I mean, there was even an Omarosa clip in there. That goes all the way back to The Apprentice, to the early days of The Apprentice.
by the way, the last soundbite of him insulting the reporter was you.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, look, Trump, especially when he is under pressure, that moment between me and him on the White House South Lawn was a moment that he was particularly under pressure because of the Mueller investigation. And when he is in those moments, he resorts to, I think, his most base instincts, which are conspiracies, personal attacks.
What was very interesting about Trump is that he was the first person that started talking about mainstream, that started talking about fake news. And I had heard about that years ago, how certain stories can be fabricated and then spun in a way to push a certain narrative on this person, that group, these people. And I was like, wow. He's talking about that. That's very interesting.
Particularly personal attacks against women.
And another thing, politicians for years have been talking with word salad. They have these very dressy, formal words and ways of articulating their ideas, whether they're angry about something, whether they like something, love something, whatever it is. They have that jargon that you see in memos in the corporate world, you see in business letters. The difference with Trump is he says the same thing, except he says it like a lot of us would say it, or a down-to-earth guy with a lot of money would. And that's why he appeals. They're like, he's not BSing this. He's just saying how he feels. He's saying what comes to his mind, which is not always good, but it can be good. And people rather feel that someone's real than someone's fake and, pandering. People hate being pandered. And these past few years, so much pandering has been done. People have had it up to here with it, and they're sensitive to it. Like an exposed nerve. They are ready and they are sniffing it out. So they're going to be looking at that between her and him. Who's being more real? That's just one of the things.
And people of color, but women of color in particular. And this is exactly the kind of Trump behavior that his advisors have been trying in a lot of different ways to steer him away from, to avoid. They almost got there because the race was heading in their direction. But now that this has become a real contest, Trump is...
People like it. It's like Senator John Kennedy. He's real about it. Both of them are really real and they're funny. That's why people like them. It's like that grandma giving it to you straight. Baby, you going out the door like that? Yeah, it looks bad. You look stupid. And I love you, but you look stupid.
Is taking the reins back and going to the things that he understands and knows the best, which is attack, attack, attack. But, at this moment, I think the Harris campaign, I thought their response was really interesting because they didn't talk about the personal attacks. They talked about Project 2025, and what they're trying to argue is that Trump...
He said he had no part of that. He didn't know who they were. He doesn't know. Whatever it is, mine is Agenda 47.
Is just not all there. And that regular people, when they look at these posts, should be concerned about them. This is exactly the kind of argument that hurt him in 2020 and will hurt him in this election as well.
David Urban, the campaign said we're going to see Trump on
guess
steroids.
We'll see.
I don't know if the steroids have gone to his head. I don't know if they're injecting him with DECA or how much they're giving him. But, I mean, does it make any sense to you? Is it
I guess he follows bodybuilding. He knows about the steroids. He named that specifically, DECA.
defensible at all to go after your opponent with this like sexual slur? I know they do it on Fox News and as innuendos,
Yeah,
but
no, Anderson, look, clearly, I'd like to see it go in a different direction, right? I'd like to see the president spend that time. Look, if you want to attack Kamala Harris, but attack her on banning fracking, attack her on wanting to end private health care, attack her on wanting to confiscate Americans' guns, attack her on all these crazy positions that she's had and make her defend them. Make her answer those questions.
You said this. I mean, you and I talked about this a couple days or weeks ago. You said this face to face to the former president recently.
It makes me wonder just how much it does hurt or help him. The interesting thing is that I think it helps him more than it hinders him for him to be the way he is. Cause look, I was a politician. I wouldn't have put that one out. The one with the blow pops, there's no way I would have did that. Y'all know me. A lot of y'all follow me because I'm real. Because I'm just like, I'm going to tell you if I like something. I'm going to tell you if I don't like it. And I'm going to tell you why. And if you got a problem with it, too bad. That's the way I am. Okay? So, but I'm not going to, there's certain levels of things that I'm not going to do. I'm going to try to be as professional as possible. I thought that was beyond, he shouldn't have did that. I don't think he should have did that. I think it was dipping a little too low, being a little too real. However, I think people love that about him. I think they're like, you see what Granddad did? Go online, see what he posted. Right? He's crazy, right? Why'd you do that? I know. It's like that type of thing. The older you get, the realer people get, man. They ain't afraid to say nothing. So, but I think because people are so tired of being lied to, he just appears so brash and raw that they feel like they're always going to get honesty from him. So I see a lot of Trump supporters letting that go. I really do. It's just like, okay, that might have been too far, but but some people might have been like, yeah. Someone might be right with him. You know what I mean? I do think they're going to be like, oh, that was should have been more classy. I know that too is going to happen.
Anderson, I will share with him. Hopefully I'll see him again this Friday, and I'll share again with him. I think it's lost opportunity, lost time. If the Trump campaign is going to win on November 5th, the president needs to focus on those issues that people care about. People care about inflation, the economy, the border, all these things. Kamala Harris is very, very vulnerable on, and she would much rather be, trying to make the Project 2025 malarkey, to put it, in Joe Biden parlance, stick than having to defend her own crazy positions. And so Donald Trump is by himself. He's letting her
chicken the mill ain't get a chance to talk yet. See what she's gonna say.
She's taking and not defend them. By him, he obviously go on defense now. So I will again urge the
chick on the right. Look at her eyes. She got that look on her face, like when you telling your girl about another girl and she gave you that look. There's a Scooby-Doo meme out there where they caught it in mid-frame, and they're like, "This the look your girl gives you when you telling her about one of your female friends or something like that." One of those like, okay, like why do I even want to hear about this? Like one of them things.
The former president to kind of stick to the knitting here and talk about the issues that people care about, their pocketbook issues, the border. Yeah. You heard Eric, even Eric Adams says immigration is killing New York City, right? We have Democrats agreeing with him. So, we just need to get President Trump on message.
What's this I'm hearing about? Was it the Hells Angels or wherever? We're on their way to Colorado or something. Was it Colorado where certain illegal immigrant gangs or something were taking over apartment complexes or something? And they said they was on their way. I heard. I don't know if it's true or not. America crazy right now, man.
Here, actually, what happened to the short-lived notion that Trump's going to stay on message, focus on policy, stay away from personal attacks? That certainly was. I don't know if it ever lived, even if it was short-lived.
Yeah, I don't know if I even ever believed it. Look, here's what I will say, is that the reason why Donald Trump continues to throw these attacks and not talk about the economy or not talk about immigration is because that's actually not why he's running for president. He doesn't actually care about those issues. He cares about himself. And so the fact that he cannot untwist himself and be in a...
But people say that about like all people in entertainment or politics. They're just selfish people that want attention, or they want this, or they just grow greedy about money. You can say that about all of them. I've noticed that that's a talking point about him, but I'm just like, okay. All right, we'll see.
And a grown man and have a real adult conversation is because that's who he is, and that's what he is doing. He is showing himself who he is. So I'm fine with him doing that. Continue to do that. Remind the American people that we don't want that as a leader. But what I do want the Harris campaign to also remember is that they do not have to meet him where they are. I often say, the First Lady used to say, when they go low, we go high. Let the Vice President stay high. I'll match the energy for Donald Trump and bring the heat towards him. The Vice President is qualified, is capable. And for all those Americans who are sitting on the fence tonight and wondering who is going to fight for you, take a look at where Kamala Harris and Tim Walz were today. They were in rural Georgia. They were talking to students, some that looked like them and some that didn't. They were talking about the opportunities that they want for them. They want them to work hard and find the future. The people they were talking to couldn't even vote for them, but they care enough about them to show up. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is on Truth Social and X putting slurs out towards women, towards people of color. That's the choice you have. And I fundamentally believe that Americans will make the right choice in November. And there is a place for you, even if you don't agree on everything that the Vice President or Tim Walz or even I say, there is a place for you in our big tent coalition to take this country in a new direction and not where Donald Trump wants to do it with hate, divisiveness, and derogatory comments.
That's funny. It's like you could do that stuff all day long about this person was doing this and this person was doing that. And it's like, it could be a day where Donald Trump was doing that and they were seeing some kids. And then it could be a day where Kamala is relaxing and then Donald Trump's meeting with families of fallen soldiers. It's like, you know, it's like really like some of the talking points. I'm just like, some of the arguments are just not good against him or her sometimes. You know, it's just like, but like I said, it baffles me that they picked someone who had a lower approval rating than Joe Biden to run. It doesn't make any sense for me. You know, look, I get. I'm just saying, it doesn't make no sense to do that. I don't understand anyone like anyone would do that unless the machine is going to be behind you and somehow make you more popular or something. But guess we're going to see. I can't wait for this debate. Post comments down below. Let me know what y'all thought. If you enjoyed my reaction and thoughts on this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share.